Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toppy Bluecast. Me and Paul have just decided to do a player rating after the Everton West Ham game 1-1. Something different, but we know some people have asked for it, and we'll do what you asked for. We always said we'll put out what you want. I do have Eiley on me because just before the stream, literally now, as I've gone to go live, the partners just said, "Can you have Eiley?" Because my daughter's just started being sick, so Eliana's got a sick bug probably. So yes, but we don't back out. We're here, we're live, and we are going to do a player rating, ain't we, Paul?
Here we are. Yeah, the little ones are troopers, absolute troopers. Don't know why they put up with us.
I know it's a bit of a player rating and a daddy daycare at the same time.
Yeah.
And you're even talking, ain't you? So this is something different. If you're new to the channel and you haven't hit that like and subscribe, we're getting close now. We're only about 400 subscribers away from 6,000. So if you are new, do hit that subscribe. 400 subscribers sounds a lot to get us to 6,000, but it isn't, because some shows we get like 60 subscribers each show. So if you can subscribe, it's free. Please actually do so. It helps us. We are chucking out loads of Everton content and trying to give you what you want and everything here on Toffee Bluecast to know about Everton. So there's loads we're doing. We are working hard with it. So do hit that like and subscribe. How you feel about this player rating, Paul? Do you think it could make us out evil? It's hard, isn't it? Player ratings.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it? Because some people have different views of players than you might have yourself, Oscar. You know, but it's always interesting to go through and see what people think. And there was a few different shouts for man of the match, so it'd be interesting to see where the players fall in those brackets that you can see rolling along the screen underneath. So be good.
Yeah, well, there was some, I know on the match reaction, a couple of people wasn't happy with a few players. So it's going to be interesting to see how brutal you are on the player ratings. And the player ratings, it's a bit like score prediction. It's something I feel you want and you all want to take part in. It's easy. You just say, give the player a rating out of 10. It's a nice, quick show. So we're willing to do them. We've just got to set the format up to get it right for you. So we'll tweak it up and get it perfect for you. But yeah, we'll look on doing it for you, play ratings. So let's get into it. Paul, I forced you to quickly rustle something up for a player rating. Have you got anything there?
You have. I'll see what I can do here. Oh, wrong button. So I'm just going to find the lads who did play, and then we'll go through it. So just bear with me one moment, and we'll start.
It's going to be really
with our boy in goal, and Emma's watching. So one of Emma's favourites, and we'll start with Mr. Pickford.
Oscar says, "Is there anything in for minus?" So I have put below the way it goes. So I've made it clear. I know you already know this, but 10 for excellent, 8 to 9 for great, 6 to 7 for good, 4 to 5 for okay, 2 to 3 for bad, and 1 for terrible. I mean, terrible is pretty bad. 1's pretty bad. It's 1 is kind of minus, isn't it? So let's start then, Paul. Sorry.
Yeah, well, you sort of think of the game. I'd sort of everyone generally, the way the stats kind of work is that everyone sort of starts from a 6 or a 7, don't they? And then you've either done something absolutely cack, so they go down, or they start doing good things and then they end up getting higher. So if you sort of look back at Pickford, I would have said a few of his kicks went amiss, but not many. I would also say that he swept up quite well, came out of the area a few times. There was one that was coming through that he ran in, to head away. I can think of the save from Branthwaite's miss header that was going towards goal. So that was a key moment as well. That possibly could have been I think that was at 1-0 down as well. So that was key. I think there was a tip over the bar at one point as well. So looking at Pickford, I would have said more positive than negative.
Yeah, he did some really good saves, some palms away. I don't think he had anything. There was one really good save from the header, I think it was, that we got showed a couple of times on the Everton Twitter. There was a header where he good reaction, but he's done better saves. I don't think there was anything world class, but I definitely think he had a good game. Can you pick out him doing anything bad?
No, as I say,
should he have got to the goal?
No. I mean, the Souček's touch and shot were in the blink of an eye, and the ball's come around two players, and it's also gone right into the corner. So it's not like a Ramsdale where it's sort of middle of the goal or anything. So I wouldn't throw Pickford down for the goal without a doubt. No.
Right. So, what are you? I'll always let you go first, and then next player ratings I'll go first. So, what are you giving him?
I think I would say a solid. I'd say a solid 8. I'd say a solid 8. Didn't really do anything bad during the game, so I wouldn't mark him down too much. Yeah, better than good. Yeah, an 8. I'd say an 8. You just sort of scrape an 8. Scrape an 8. What about you?
Not even copying. My answer was 8. I think he had a really good game. I could push him to a 9, but there wasn't a save that was world class to be a 9. I think, but definitely an 8.
Yeah. I'll
say bye to Wiley. She's going now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye,
everyone.
Bye, bye.
Yeah, mum's coming to get her now. Eliana's actually stopped being sick. So.
Oh, poor Eliana.
She didn't cry in the show. I was impressed with the behaviour then.
No, she looked as though she was thinking quite deep about it then. Oh, that was
she was. I did notice she was looking at the laptop every time I looked down. Yeah. She knows the drill. She's an Evertonian early. Of course she is. Got to get these youngins on it.
I'll show what people think, and then I'll tell you what Flash Scores did and what score they gave. See if you agree as much or not. Emma went for a 7.5. Yeah.
Oh, let's get the points in. I like it. 0.5.
I think he's probably.
I was tempted to go 8.5. I was, Paul. I was tempted
8.5. Well, Oscar went 9. So pretty high.
Getting Oscar.
Tuesday's in. Just quick call out for DCL. But Tuesday went for an 8 as well. Scar's in. Let us know, Scar, what you think. Emma's just
get on it quick.
A few things. I'm just showing comments as well.
When people get in routine of this, Paul, they'll be on straight away. We've done this show last minute and not give you much notice. So a couple of you are coming in the house now saying, "Whoa, bonus show!" And yes, we are thinking of doing a quick player rating show the day after, probably, or maybe even after the match reaction, because it's what you all want. Of course you do. Carry on, Paul.
Eugene in for a 7. Danny in for an 8. Same for Gar as well. He's going for an 8 with Pickers. Flash Score gave him a 6.9, which is a little harsh, I think, but that's what they gave him.
They're not easy to please, are they, this Flash Score? I think it's always bad scores on that.
Yeah, well, always a mix. So anyway, should we... we'll find our left back.
Mykolenko.
Mr. Mikko.
Really interesting with Mykolenko, because I think he had a really good game. He was getting forward quite a lot. Obviously, I'll talk about him, then you talk about him whilst you find him. Really interesting with Mykolenko, because he had a really good... I think he had a good game. He was getting forward. He looked up for this. There was a moment where he got pushed over. I don't know if you can remember. Someone just pushed him over. And he didn't like that. And there's something that's clicking with Mykolenko. I know he isn't going to set you alight as a left back and be a Leighton Baines, but I tell you something, he's trying his best. And his crossing's getting better. He's whipping some better balls in towards the end of the game. So
There are
I'm going to give him
some
Go on,
better
sorry.
ones. Yeah. No, there are some better ones. He's not quite as he's not as consistent as I would like him to be, but he's certainly slowly improving in that respect.
Do you know the only thing that frustrates me that I noticed with Pickford is that he's always got to go to his left foot. He's very left-footed. Even when he passes the ball back across the centre-backs, it's always his left foot. It's a bit like McNeil in that. Our left footers are just pure left foot only. And I think if he's bombing down that left wing and he's got the option where he's going to cut into the right on his right foot, it'd be a lot more dangerous. But he's only an overlapper with his left foot. So I'd like to see him use his right foot more. Right, what are we giving him? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Me? All right. I'm going to give him... I mean, I'm looking at the bottom again, at those 10, excellent. He wasn't excellent. 8 to 9, great. 6 to 7, good. I'm going to give him 6 to 7. I'm going to give him probably 6. I think he was good, but not a high good. How about that?
So what are you giving him?
6, like a low good. Not a high good, just a low good. Just all right, 6.
Yeah, I would...
Is that brutal to say 6?
I would go,
if 6 to 7's good.
6 to 7's good. I know. I would go. Bit of differentiating. I would go 6.5 if I'm going to throw some halves in. So I'd go 6.5. But I didn't think he had his best game. I just have some of these first half crosses. Just they're the main things that sort of came into my head. He battled hard down that left hand side, and he's getting forward a lot more, which is good. And he links up well with people. 6.5 for me. Eugene reckons a 7. Oh no, sorry, hang on. Eugene reckons a 6. Tuesday is a 9. Scar's a 6. Emma's a 7. Scar's mentioned having a new left back in the summer, create competition. I agree with that. Danny in for a 7. David in for a 7.
You're brutal now. At least Scar's gone 6 with me. You know what I mean? A couple of 7s there. I think 7 seems to be the main one, doesn't it? Tuesday's obviously gone big on him. 9.
7. Tuesday got his score up a little bit. He's probably about a 7.5 maybe as an average or something like that. So not bad. He'd be happy with that, Miko, I think.
No major problems. He's doing his job. Just keep improving that. Right.
He's doing his job.
Who we got next?
Yeah. Without being amazing, he's doing his job. We'll go along the back line then. So
Braithwaite, left centre back. Yeah. Jared Braithwaite, I think he's fantastic this game, I do. Right? He's just getting really good. I do notice a couple of times he does go roaming. Like he likes to roam. Have you noticed that a couple of times? He goes into midfield and then they have to say to him, get back in quick.
Yeah.
He goes on a little... It's good because it's what he does.
I don't mind
John
that.
Stones. No, I don't either. But I do notice he does it. He's got to be switched on with it.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I like when Stones does it for City, and that's why they've played him in midfield a few times, because it's that level of confidence to be able to do that, not just to stay in your lane, not just to stay in your little box on the pitch where you've been told to be all the time. I just think that he can create one or two things as well. So he's a smart lad and he reads the game really well. So if it opens up in front of him, he will bring it forward. And that allows one of the opposition who has to come and close him down to then leave space elsewhere. So it's important, I think. I think it's important for the opposition to know that sometimes that's going to happen. And so they have to do something to counteract that. So it's a good thing for a young centre-back to be able to do, I reckon.
You're bang on. I think when you the fact he is going forward shows his confidence in his defending ability. And if he's going forward, he's that confident a defender that he still feels he can defend and go forward. And I think that's massive.
Yeah.
And I also think if your defender is looking to push forward, your defence isn't just going to sit back and it pushes your midfield forward. So I think because our defenders are looking to move forward more, it's getting us a lot more attacking. So I like it as well. So what do we give him, Jared Braithwaite? I'll let you go first this time.
Yeah, I don't think he was. It wasn't his best game, but I can't remember. I can't remember any glaring mistakes at all. I think with West Ham not having sort of an out and out striker, um, he wasn't kept particularly busy. He was maybe having to deal with Kudus sort of running in from the right hand side if he got away from Mikolenko. But Garner Gay was generally doing that as well. So I would say I'd probably
There was
say
a moment. There was a
7.5,
moment.
7.5 for me.
7.5. There was a moment where he put his foot out to stop someone having a shot, and they still had a shot. I think it was Bowen. I was a little bit disappointed in that. He was running with Bowen, and there was 1-on-1, and he was running with Bowen, and Bowen Branthwaite put the foot out and didn't stop the shot. So
Yeah,
I'm keeping that in mind a little bit. 7.5 is yours. I'm gonna give him a 7.
a
7,
7.
yeah, 7 for me.
No, that's fair enough. Emma and Tuesday and Eugene have all gone 8s. Scar and David and Danny have all gone 7s like yourselves. Maybe Danny said he wasn't concentrating as much on Saturday. Right, just taking his eye off it a little bit. He certainly didn't want to do that header. That would have been a shock.
7 seems brutal, but when you actually look at the bottom, 7's good.
Yeah,
And then
it's the higher end of good.
It was good. Yeah.
It's the higher end of good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the higher end of good, so it's not that bad. I'm giving him a good mark there.
It's not
We're doing
too
this
bad
properly.
Yeah, absolutely. The stalwart
Tarkowski.
next to him.
Apparently, I look like him.
Yeah.
I don't know whether people mean my ears or
it has been noted.
Looks, I don't know. I clocked it. Tarkowski will be my fancy dress whenever I get a party. Right. It'll be cheap and easy. Everton kit and stick my ears out a bit more. Tarkowski. I love him though.
Not bad actually. I mean, hang on, let me. I don't know. Just see if I can get this side by side. I don't think I can actually. I was trying to get you closer together. But I can't.
That's pretty good on the top there, wasn't it? But you can't see it as good, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. So I apologise for that. I've now messed it up. Just trying to get you two together. We'll do that next time. Yeah, he's back now. So, can you remember him doing bad or good or anything during his memorable moments?
No, maybe he was involved in the closing down the shot a little bit. Maybe he was involved that he could have probably closed the shot down a little bit on the goal, but nothing wrong with Tarkowski. Tarkowski's playing really well as well, by the way, because you've got to remember he had that little bit of a couple of mistakes, didn't he? Tarkowski did. He had a little bit of a meltdown. And it was after he was probably carrying an injury. That was probably part of it, and now he's fully fit. But when you can't remember a player doing anything bad, it's always good, isn't it? And I can't remember Tarkowski this game doing anything bad.
No, the bits that I remember most from Tarks was towards the end of the game. There was a few times I think he was getting sick of passing it back to Pickford. To be honest, there was a few times where he did what Branthwaite had done when West Ham was sort of on the halfway line, but by this time West Ham had kind of dropped all the way back, and Tarks brought it forward a good sort of 20 yards into their half, and then was looking for the balls diagonal towards that far stick. So he was one of the main reasons, I think, for pushing us in that last kind of 5 minutes. That was vital. I think he might have even actually put the ball in for into the area for Alcaraz's chance when that came down as well. So for his drive and everything else, I would give him. I mean, I said 7.5 for Branthwaite, so I'd say 7.5 again, but it made me think whether I should have given Branthwaite a 7 and Tarkowski a 7.5, thinking about it.
It's mad because they said it in the press conference. It's like because we look Brantwaite and he's young and you think he's going to become some superstar, it's like Tarkowski's forgot about. But if you actually compare them both, Brantwaite and Tarkowski, I don't think one's better than the other. I think they're both performing really good. Like it feels like Tarkowski sometimes doesn't get the praise he deserves just because he's done, he does that all the time. But Tarkowski is pretty good as well. Really good. Eugene says, congratulations. We will be celebrating that at the end of the show. Trust me. We'll be celebrating. We'll get some music on at the end of the show. I'm going to give him, you gave him a 7.5, did you?
I gave him a 7.5, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to give him, I gave Brantwaite a 7, so I'm going to give Tarkowski a 7. 7 out of 10. Kay's in the house. Yes, fellow, we are doing player ratings. She's not happy about that I gave him a 7. She gives him a 10 out of 10 all the time, clearly. But we don't use Tarkowski for the same things. That's all I'm going to say.
Absolutely. So, yeah, Tarky's a 10 for Lulu.
Period. Yeah,
I got to make sure I don't sort of overlap here. I think I got to there. So, Emma went to 7. Tuesday went a 7. David went, he thought 6.5 first, but then went for a 7. I know how you feel.
Fair play. That's nice of you.
6.5 for Danny. Quick mention of that.
Do that, yeah, I'm celebrating.
Yeah, and okay, good to see you. So yeah, not massive scores, just kind of okay, good. Good. As sort of general, usual, everyday kind of good. Not doing anything rubbish or.
I'm still not 100%, Paul, that Lulu hasn't been hacked by or stolen by Tarkowski's wife with that mark 10. But yeah, he's good. Yeah, well, mate. There we go. Right, so on to the beast. I call him Jaco Lion now.
Jaco Lion.
Yeah,
I do like
Jaco
that.
Lion. Yeah, do you like that one? I got quite a few likes on X. That did. Jaco Lion. He looks like a lion as well. He's got the same colour hair and he looks like a lion. Jaco Lion. The beast.
Well, I think he was one of the better ones. Goal included, but definitely one of the shining lights. I would have said. Can I think of anything that didn't go very well for him? He was under pressure quite a bit down that left-hand side sometimes. He was throwing in sort of last-ditch tackles and stuff sometimes. Wasn't always there, but kept the ball brilliantly well. Good feet
Crossing
for a big man
as well. Overlapping good. Had that drill. I watched it back as well. Watched the highlights today, and his drilled shot was decent. That drilled shot that he did, it was just a bit down the middle, but the power he got into it, if it was left or right, I think it would have gone in, Paul. The actual drilled power drive that he did. So he's got a good shot on it with his feet as well. Really good.
You'd
really
normally expect a defender's shot from there just go flying over the bar, actually, wouldn't you? So fair play to him.
His preseason goal was similar, wasn't it? If you remember, his preseason goal was was with his feet from the edge of outside the box. So he's got that in the locker.
But I mean, for the goal as well. I mean, that was just perfect sort of striker mentality. He's not even a striker. That's exactly where someone like Brozier or Schmidt.
It was interesting because I was on a space last night, and I'm just Everton obsessed. You know me. I watch YouTube stuff on documentaries on players, and I watched on Jake O'Brien because he had the when he was younger, he had to go through the blood things and all that lot. Cholesterol, I think it was, or something like that. He had something anyway when he was younger, where he lost a lot of weight. And I listened to it, and he said he started out as a striker. Jake O'Brien did. When he was younger, he started out as a kid as a striker. Then he played wing. Then he played centre mid, and then he played centre back. So he's got it all in the locker.
Wouldn't surprise me though. He's obviously going to be. He's going to be the best player at your club, isn't he? In whatever position he wants to play. So yeah, shove him up front, get him scoring the goals.
The Irish guys are loving him as well. Like the Irish guys are, and I'm happy with that as well because I think with Ireland, when Coleman goes, it's going to be so sad. But the fact that Coleman's going and you've got someone coming in, like, that's special. It keeps because the Irish fans are incredible that support Everton, and I think to keep them in, keep them happy. Jake O'Brien they love him. They love him, and I love him as well. Right, what are we going to give him then? See people get it in the comments.
I'd give him a 9. Personally, if I've gone 7.5 for Branthwaite and an 8, did I go 7.5 or an 8 for Tarks?
7.5 Branthwaite, yeah.
I'd give 9 for O'Brien. The goal bumps it up by at least a point, to be fair.
Yeah, so, the goal does bump it up.
9 for me anyway. What about you?
I'm going to give him a 9.5, Paul. I'm going to give him a 9.5. And do you know what? The thing is, I can't even think why I wouldn't give him a 10. But I feel if I give a player a 10, it's... What does a right back need to do to get a 10? He didn't do nothing wrong defensively and he scored. Should I give him a 10? Should I give him a 10?
You give him a 10. You give him a 10.
Should I give him a 10? What's he done wrong?
Don't feel bad about it.
What's he done wrong? Should I give him a 10? You know what? He's getting a 10. I've pressed the golden buzzer. He is getting a 10. Jake O'Brien, for me, didn't do nothing wrong. Scored golden buzzer, mate. You are getting a 10. 10 for me. For
there
Jake
you
O'Brien.
Go. Well, Kay gave him an 8. Scar gave him an 8. Good day for Tuesday. Danny gave him a 9. Emma gave him a 9.
9.
Tuesday gave him a 9. Congrats off Lulu. Brian reckons a 10. He's with you. He's with you.
Yeah, me and Brian know our stuff, mate. We know.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you lot that gave him a 9 don't know your stuff, but I just can't not give him a 10. I can't not give him a 10.
No. Eugene went for a 9. Lulu went 7.5, but she loves Tarks, doesn't she? To be fair. Scar says one great defending their goal, but Bowen is a tough matchup. I agree. Actually, Bowen got a shot off, which wasn't even a shot. It was a cross. I think he skew whiffed in towards Pickford. So, yeah, lots of love for O'Brien without a doubt. The best one across the back of the 4, anyway.
Yeah, plenty of comments coming in. Thanks everyone for giving him marks. I give him 10. There's 11 there. Look, 11. There you go.
Yeah, Cat's in.
Marks
Cat, 11 for Cat. Emma said none of them deserve a 10. She's so tough. She's so tough, isn't she? She is.
Well, I gave him a 10. I'm not taking it back, but I did say 9.5 at first. I'm the same. I don't like giving 10s. You've got to probably score a hat trick. Excellent, like 10 is. But he was excellent, so I'm giving him a 10.
Right back as well. Right. You don't feel bad about your 10. Don't feel bad about it.
No. Well, I know, Emma. If you get a 10 from Emma, you've done something good, mate. You know what I mean? So I'm giving him a 10.
Definitely.
Right. On to should we go from the left, maybe? The left?
Left-hand side, or do you want to do 2 middle diddles?
Do 2 middle diddles, actually. Yeah, let's work our way up properly from the back to the top. So let's get Gonna Gay out of the way first. Shall we? Yeah, let's do a dresser first. Right. I'm just saying my part
is a positive, I would have thought.
Yeah. Well, the fact that I had him on the pre-match,
you spread the love, mate.
Yeah, well, the fact that I had him on par with O'Brien. I was giving him man of the match. I couldn't decide between Gana Gay or O'Brien man of the match. And I think that the fact that I've given O'Brien a 10, and I was really thinking, was man of the match Gana Gay or O'Brien, says it all. He's just sensational. He was closing the goalkeeper down, like from running from defensive mid up top, closing. And I love that he sets the hunt. Like he goes now and he presses, and he shouldn't be doing that at his age. He should just be sitting in and showing his experience, but he's not. He's looking like the most energetic player on the pitch. And don't forget, he is fasting as well. He's fasting, so he's 100% get a DNA test on the guy and it will come out metal, 100%. But he's just phenomenal, and I'm going to give him a 9.5 because he didn't score, Paul. That's the difference. He didn't score.
He got the assist,
man of the match.
What about the
Yeah, he did
assist?
get this. Oh, should I give him? Yeah, I'm giving him a 10. I'm giving him a 10 actually because the assist was as good as the goal, and everyone's saying the assist was underrated. So yeah, you're going to get me in trouble with Emma here again, ain't you? But no, I'm going to give him a 10. I'm giving him a 10.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah,
10.
I am giving him a 10.
Sky loves
He's been phenomenal.
Garner, always a 10. I would one of the obviously he gets a lot of love for the running round and that, but I thought just the little passes, just the 5-yard ones that just sort of allowed people to run onto the ball and continue the
round
attack.
the corners. Yeah, round the corner passes, Paul, like inviting you to run on like Mikalenko, just those little passes that are in front of you where you've got to run forward. I like them from him at the minute.
Yeah, well, there was actually a good comparison about why, and I'm not Decore bashing again, but
He's got to get a mark, off you.
I know, yeah, well, yeah, got to get one. Where Garnegay does it all the time, sort of just in those little gaps in between two of the opposition, just feeds it through 5 yards, things like that. Decore had the perfect opportunity to do it in the second half as well, so around the halfway line. Just needed a 5-yard pass, but he stopped to then turn, and it just slowed everything right down. So I think Garnegay likes having players like Alcaraz and Njai to kind of move those passes on, because he almost either continues something or starts it with players like that who know what he's going to do. And I think he's probably a lot more positive now in his football than he has been over a great deal of time with other managers who maybe weren't as positive thinking or pushing us forward and everything else.
But I think Moyes has come to him and said, "You've been at PSG. You've moved the ball about in centre mid as good as anyone. You played with Neymar. You've literally controlled the middle as PSG in the Champions League. So just be that player again." And I think that's what he is now. I like it. He's got the freedom to do what he wants and be the best he can be, and he is being that. I've given him a 9.5. What are you giving him?
I am a teacher.
Yeah,
everyone did very well.
I did read that.
Well done, everyone.
He ain't going to be that tonight. Not when he gets some players up later on. Trust me on that.
I tell you what, though, I'm not one of those teachers. I'm not one of them teachers who thinks everyone should win. That does my head in. That.
No. Competitive. You've got to face it and accept it.
Well, I'm subject lead on PE, so always going to be the case.
As Rocky says, life's gonna, like on the Rocky lyrics, life's gonna beat you like a thingy, and if you got to get back up. That's what you've got to do. You've got to get back up. So I think you've got to learn how to lose.
Yeah,
life. You're gonna win in life, and you're gonna lose in life, and you've got to teach these kids ready to win and lose. There we go.
Agree.
That's my lyrics.
I agree.
Right, here we go.
Kay gave him a 9. Danny gave him an 8. What
did you give him?
Oh, I didn't give him anything yet, have I?
No, you didn't give him anything, which is a bit harsh, Paul. A bit harsh.
It is a bit. It is a bit, considering I've just said he played really well. I'd go 9 on a par with O'Brien, really, yesterday for me. And the assist itself was cracking, because, you know what I mean? It wasn't sort of bringing it down and getting sort of prepared. The run to that far post was massive, was key. And that the way that he just got it right on O'Brien's head from that angle as well was fantastic. So, yeah, 9 for me, 9 from Tuesday, 8 from Emma. Lulu an 8.5. David's gone for a 9, same as me. Emma, good on you. 8.7. She bumped Garner up from an 8.5 to an 8.7. Scouse is in. He says an 8. Where else are we? Yeah, he's got a great engine. And the fasting thing, yeah. But he's also very experienced now. He kind of knows how to deal with it. And so does Decore as well. So, yeah, all very positive. And
do you know where good marks there? Do you know where Jesus turns, like David Moyes has turned water into wine? Jesus turns water into wine. I've just turned me water into Ribena.
Wow. You are Jesus-like.
Oh, water
You
was
know,
getting boring, so I thought I'd up it and get a Ribena on the go.
you've got
So here we go.
you've got Messiah qualities.
I don't mess about. You know me. I don't ride unicorns for nothing. I'm a big timer. Right. On to the next one. This is going to be interesting now because obviously Ghana Gay, it feels like we're going high and low here. This is someone I've heard a lot of people talk about after the game. I've heard there's been a bit of criticism about for this player, Paul. Like even on the spaces last night, there was a bit of criticism.
Be too harsh on. I don't think he played.
Well, we'll find out.
Think he played
what you think and what everyone else thinks, we're going to find out. This is the player rating. Paul might be like he might have to have a couple of arguments with people in the comments here. Let's do this.
Well, I don't think. I'm trying to think what kind of stuff he did wrong as such. Out of position sometimes, but I think maybe just some of his key passes haven't come off over the last few games. It's sort of what was the game where he was it the Spurs? I can't remember if it was the Spurs game or not. What was the game where he fed that pinpoint pass through for Beto?
I can't remember who it was against, but some people I've seen say since he's come back and done that pass through, he's done nothing since. I have heard that he's like, I know people, bloody hell. I've just seen tweets basically that people have said Ghana's been poor since he come back and did that perfect pass through.
I don't think he's been poor, and to say that's the only thing he's done is probably a bit harsh. I think there's a lot of things that he does that doesn't get as much attention. He's still been solid. You know, his passing hasn't come off, and you're probably right, Kay. He needs to take more risks. Maybe in the last 2 or 3 games, he's tried those things and they haven't come off. So perhaps that's kind of knocking confidence a little bit. But he'll always put himself in the mix. To be fair,
yeah, but for his age, why is Ghana Gay playing so much better than him? Like he should have a lot more energy than Ghana Gay. He should be taking
age is just a number.
I know that, but I'm just saying, like when we first got him, I was really excited. Now I'd like to think that he progressed more. I want him to be like, do you know, like Gareth Barry was for him? I'm not comparing to Gareth Barry in a million years because Gareth Barry was sensational for us, but I want to see him like control games more, and control the tempo more, and move it about because he is technical. He is. Ghana Gay's our engine, our tackler. James Garner's meant to be our technical player. Gomez has gone now. He wasn't that technical either, but James Garner is meant to be the person that controls the game, the Rodri. And by the way, I'm not comparing him to Rodri either, but I'm just saying that's who he's supposed to be. He's supposed to control everything with his feet and be really good technically at moving the ball about, and he's not showing that for me. Am I wrong on thinking that? Let me know in the comments.
No, I don't think so. David's saying it's going to be great when we have Illy, Tim, and Charlie on the pitch. Maybe Chimiti. Yeah, there's lots of competition. There's lots of competition in there. I think Ghana Gay playing next to James Garner, they are. I agree with Kay that they are different players. I don't think you're going to get James Garner throwing in as many tackles as Ghana Gay or covering as much of the pitch, but I also don't think you're going to get Ghana Gay completing as many crosses or feeding the ball into the dangerous areas and stuff like that. So you need a little bit of a mix. I just think that, like Scar's saying here, he's a great squad player since he can play everywhere and he's decent. He is. And he's not going to be great all the time, I don't think. Or certainly hasn't been this season, but probably doesn't deserve the knocks that he's been getting online recently. I wouldn't have said.
No, he has been doing the job. He has, but sometimes we expect too much. I mean, he is doing his job. Although I am going to go brutal on him here. I'm going to give him 5.
I would give
5
him
brutal.
Well, no, that's fine. That's fine. If you go in 10 for the great ones, then
it does seem brutal when I've given some 10s out.
Got to be right, isn't it?
I think Irabunim's got a shout on taking it, Paul. That's all I think. I think when Irabunum come on, he was just a lot more confident than what James Garner was. So I'm giving him a 5, James Garner.
Yeah. I think he just thinks that he's a little bit safe at the moment.
5 is harsh. I feel bad now.
I'll give him a 6.5. I'll give him a 6.5. Good without being great, to be honest.
5 is a high okay, by the way, people. I don't think you understand these marks. 5, if you look at the bottom now, the banner going across, 5 is a high okay. Do I think he was good? Close to a good. I'm giving him a 5, a high okay. You've got to look at the marks below. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know it seems harsh.
No, 6.5 for me. If I give the wrong score, then I apologise. But I've got lots of scores.
Brutal, Dan. Brutal.
I've got Kay giving him a 7, Danny giving him a 6, Tuesday giving him an 8, Emma giving a 6, and where are we? He does get back well, actually.
He does get back well, yeah.
Dave gives him a 6, Scouse gives him a 6, Lulu gives him a 6.5. Kay's got a bit of support for Tim there, and we do need a couple of creative players back. I think we're just missing 1 or 2 at the moment.
Well, I've given the lowest. I've given the lowest mark out of everyone. Thanks for no one going low with me there. You made me look like a bit evil, but there we go.
I'm going
That's a risk you take on going a low mark, yeah.
Studs up as well.
I like him as well. That's the worst part, but I know he can be better. Do you know what? Just see it as that I see a better player in him. Don't see it as that I'm dissing him. Just see it as that I know he's better.
Yeah.
I know he's capable of more. I'd like to see him shoot more. I'd like to see him get forward more. Yeah. I'd like to see him really put where he did that really good pass that was talking about through. I want him to push in those positions and think, I want to put you in. I want to set you up. I really want him to step his assists up and start threading balls through to Beto on a plate. And I think he's capable of that, but he's not doing that. And that's the reason I'll give him a 5. I'm sticking by it. Right. Abdoulaye Doucouré.
Just a couple of late scores in there, 6.5. And Kay says 5's fair. You know, he can play better. He's got potential.
There you go. Feel better now.
K a 5. Hang on, VAR.
Hang on, VAR calling for Dan. Yeah, well, I'll try and be nice on the next one. You got Paul now on Doucouré, so what rolls?
No, you go first. You go first.
No, you go first. You know, get it off your chest. I can feel if I went first, I think your face would be going red because you want to talk about him. So I'll let you go first.
Oh dear. I do like him as an Everton player and everything else and interviews.
Just remember, Paul, if he didn't score that goal when we was at Bournemouth, we'd be in the Championship and we wouldn't have a new stadium, and we'd be administration. But that doesn't mean because he's done that you can't judge how he's performing now. So go on, fire away.
No, hey, but he's had a run with Beto in scoring goals. Spurs scored the early goal, and the Man United one leaping up for the header as well. He'll close down, he'll run forever, and he'll give everything. Absolutely will give everything. However, what we want to see when we're attacking, he doesn't provide. And I don't know whether he's got enough awareness defensively. If he was to play sort of in that sort of defensive midfield role alongside Garner Gay, for example, which he did do a few times on the Dyche. So he's frustrating. He is frustrating, and I don't see him in behind Beto as being a great combination for.
Have I set myself up here? Have I set myself up there? Look.
You probably have.
He's just Bryos just said if I gave James Garner a 5, Duke's in trouble for me. Let's get involved in the comments. We'll put them on the screen.
Well, I just don't see Duke's behind Beto being a consistent great source of goals. which sounds a bit daft because he had a couple of games where they did.
He's had a couple of braces, yeah.
But I just think we can produce better in a game that, particularly at home, might just need a little bit more composure and a little bit more quality on the ball. And when he's off the ball, he's great. When he's on the ball, he's not as great. So I would have Alcaraz all day long in that 10. So from yesterday, I give him a 6.
A 6.
I give him a 6.
So a 6 is, what's a 6 stand for? 10's excellent. 8 to 9's great.
Low
a
good.
6 is good. You think he was
Low
good?
Low
good. I was expecting you to give him a 2 to 3, but still nice football there.
No, because off the ball, he closed them down high up the pitch and everything else, and he didn't stop all the way through. Do you know what I mean? So that is important in itself. However,
you're just not trying to stop yourself from being evil and giving the true marks that you want to give here, Paul.
No. It's not. I'm not trying to stop myself from being evil.
You don't want to be the evil teacher.
I do respect the effort that goes in for 90 minutes against the West
Ham
side.
That's the nicest I've ever seen you speak about the Corey. I don't know whether you're nice on a Sunday or something, but that's a good mark. I expected worse. So you gave him a 6.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a 6 as well. I think a low good. I think he was good.
Off the ball.
Should I give him a 5 as well though? Was he okay? No, you know what? I'm gonna give him a 5, Paul. No, if I'm giving James Garner a 5, I'm gonna give him a 5 because I thought he's a bit lost this game. I'm gonna be honest as well. I'm not scared of going with the flow. I'm gonna go with my own thoughts here, and I think that this wasn't his game.
Yeah,
it really wasn't his game. And what did he do? Did he thread any players through? No. Did he do any bursting dangerous runs? No. Did he arrive in the box late and nearly score? No. He was a good engine. I love him though, and I've seen in the comments you're going to put him on in a minute. He is one of the nicest persons and gives everything to Everton. So let me just state that I love him, and people that will play for Everton and give their all, I'm behind him 110%. I just don't think he's played better. Let's just say that. So I'm going to give him a 5.
Yeah, fair.
All right, let's get the comments on.
Kay's done the same. He's given him a 5. Scar's gone for a 3. Up the other end, Tuesday's
Scar's brutal there, isn't he?
Well, you know, we can't knock him. It's how he feels. Tuesday's gone to 7. Tuesday's a very positive person. Tuesday's very positive. I've no idea, Emma. We might one day find out who our penalty taker is, but it'd have to be the most blatant penalty.
It was going to be Alcaraz, you know, because we obviously got a penalty, and I think it was going to be Alcaraz, 100%.
I think it would have been Beto, you know. I'm
sure
I heard in the commentary Beto had the ball in his hand, ready to go.
Interesting.
4 off Emma. Tom went for 4 as well. He did, you know, some of them crosses. He actually got in Beto's way for a couple of those. Oh God, he can't head the ball properly, can he? Lulu is what
good smile.
You were saying before. 3.5 as a footballer, 8 as a human, at least, indeed. Danny went at 4.5. Scouse went for a 4. We went with Brio as well. That 2. David 4. Scar said 36 touches in 68 minutes. 78% accuracy. I'm surprised 78 accuracy. I'm surprised 36 touches, to be honest, because there's so much running around, but not so much of it with the ball. People would, like Charlie, prefer Alcaraz in the 10.
It's interesting because when I listened to the press conference after, David Moyes said that he tried Alcaraz in the number on the left, and he thought Alcaraz couldn't be himself on the left, and he thought David Moyes said I had a plan to try this, and the plan didn't work, and I think it took a lot away from Alcaraz's strengths. And it's nice that David Moyes called himself out and said straight away, because I think some managers would just say blame it on the players. I'm not going to say anyone, but I just think that it was nice for Moyes to say, I tried this, it didn't work, and Alcaraz's best position is in the 10. So
no, that's fair enough, because I saw on X as well someone say the same thing. Another manager, probably a bit general, but another manager trying to put the best players in other positions to accommodate love for Decore. And Moyes wouldn't be the first one to try and do that, but I hope he doesn't sort of persist with it. That's all. This is interesting from LTL. Just been listening to West Ham pod. They're turning on Potter already. It sounds like Everton Twitter back in the day. Eugene with a 6. You're right, Emma should do better. There'd be lots of green pen in his book. You're not red pen, by the way, because you can't do that because that triggers people apparently. He blocked Beto from shooting. Thanks, El. Juice as a person, not as a game. Circled. Not red pen, Lou. Can't do red pen nowadays. Have to be something else.
Purple.
I know.
Purple.
Green it is.
Right. Yeah.
It's Bob Latchford on pens.
Take it.
A 6 for Decore as well. He does. Yeah, Alcaraz looks lost on there. I felt sorry for him, to be honest. He looked a bit forlorn, didn't he? Thank you very much. Positive comments. Appreciate it. Really do. Should we get our next one?
Right, let's do it. Who we got next?
Let's go then to our man on the.
So it's going to be the two wingers now, isn't it? Yeah, two wingers and we left for the striker.
Yeah. So Jack moved from left-hand side to right-hand side, didn't he?
Yeah, it was interesting because I thought that Alcaraz might play. Obviously, Alcaraz prefers the left, but Jack Harrison, everyone said he was playing better on the left, and he probably was. He got moved back to the right, which was interesting. Obviously, Alcaraz probably sees himself more left-footed. What foot is Alcaraz?
No, he's right-footed, isn't he? If you think about the free kick on his debut when he came on, I'm pretty sure that was a right-footed free kick onto the post. So I presume he prefers his right foot. I think Moyes was seeing Alcaraz as the closest double to Skilly, and maybe did that left-hand side so he could come in on, sort of on his right foot and affect the game that way. I think it maybe took a little bit from Harrison, who's been better on the left than he has on the right. Despite how you think about him, whatever level you think Jack is, I think he's been a bit more positive and a bit better on the left-hand side than he has been generally on his right wing. But David moved him over to kind of accommodate that. And like he said, it didn't kind of work. Did Jack do many great things? Some crosses were all right. Kept the ball generally well, lost it a few times. But still ran his socks off, did the defensive part. I would kind of sort of say average. Can't think of anything that was amazing. Didn't affect the game greatly. Defended well.
Worked hard. Did work hard.
Yeah,
I'm gonna jump in on this one first. I'm gonna give him a low good. I'm gonna give him a 6, like the lowest good, before it's okay. So I'm gonna give him. I do think he's playing better, but he still runs into players. Of course he does, instead of running past them. But I think sometimes he's linking up a bit better. Some good passes were going again, and he really did run his socks off. So I'm going to give him a low 6. He's working his hardest. Unfortunately, he's not going to all of a sudden turn into this player that absolutely skins everyone on the wing and runs past everyone and does what Njai does. But for what he is, I think he was good.
There was one moment right hand towards the end. I think towards the end, possibly like 15 minutes left, something like that. He did a little chip over a tackle on the right hand side. Got to the line and then chipped it back. Could it have been in the lead up to the goal? Can't remember. But he didn't get away from the fullback very often, and he's not got the pace to do so. I don't think. If anything, as a winger, he would just like that extra burst of pace to be able to get away from those defenders, and I don't think he's quite got that, which is frustrating. So he's got to find some other way to affect the game because he won't get away from his opponent. So 6 for me as well.
6.
That's
for
a
me.
double
Worked
6.
hard. What have we got in the
Worked
comments?
hard, didn't do anything great. Better on the ball than Decore, but didn't really produce an awful lot. So
we need that's a good point. We need a winger that doesn't require these discussions. Yeah,
we do. You're right. You're dead right. Honestly, so it's frustrating. Scouse went for a 4. What did you go? You went 6 as well, didn't you?
Both went 6. Yeah, that's a low good. 6 is a low good. Not far off okay, but just low good.
Scouse went 4. Eugene went 7. K6 for 6.5. Eltel at 7.
Yeah,
It does
likes
work
him.
out.
Works hard.
I think as well. I mean, Everton fans have always been the same. If you throw your body into it, if you give everything that you can possibly give, then generally people won't give you a hard time. You know, it's when you show a lack of effort that's when we get pissed off with you. But you can't.
Yeah, if
you
you're
can't have a
fighting
go at anyone at the moment for that.
Exactly. If you're fighting for us, then we're with you. As long as we can see you fighting for us, because at the end of the day, Everton have chose to get you, so it's Everton's fault if you're not good enough. Probably not the players, as long as they're giving the all. Got to be the best they can be.
True. Emma went for a 5. David went for a 6. Danny went for a 2, and he's looking at that screaming like a banshee.
Yeah, I did see. Do you know what? I remember on the match reaction, Danny Ellis. I couldn't remember who it was, but I knew someone was fuming with him. And now it's making sense that it was Danny Ellis that wasn't happy with Harrison, because I remember him saying, "Get him gone." He was not. He was as the guy in the tractor says, Paul. He was not happy. He wasn't. Right.
No, he wasn't. Tommy went for a 6. David with a 5.5. And he's done, not consistent in his crosses. You know, Lulu went a 5.
2's bad. 2's low bad. Yeah, I'm surprised Danny Ellis didn't give him a 1. Terrible. He hasn't given him a terrible. He's given him just a low bad.
He wasn't terrible. The best I can say. It was teacher talk. You tried hard. You did your best.
Yes.
You did your best. Basie needs to show him how to cross the ball. Danny's not pleased with how he
just needs to play.
Good for effort. Lulu, I agree. Bainesy just needs to be in the squad. Just even if you just sat late and outside their 18-yard box on the left and just curled a few in, that'd be fine.
You know, if we're already like when we're already mathematically safe, the last game at Goodison Park, I think that we should just play Coleman and Baines. That'd be good. In the Premier League, get Baines back on the books.
When we're 9 up against Southampton and we've got 5 minutes left.
No, just playing the whole game. I think it will be Leighton Baines that makes us 9-0 up, Paul. Just playing the whole game. He'll probably get the 9 goals. Play Baines in the last game. That'd be amazing. Think about it.
Probably would.
That makes sense.
Bry says 100% Harrison better under Moyes. Better on the left. It doesn't work, does it, mate? Really, to be honest.
Right,
decent defending a 6. Maybe get Pinar on as well, mate. Pinar on 1 game contract, and give Timmy a ring. Maybe Timmy K will come.
I do come out with good ideas, Paul. People in the comments like that one. You know what I mean? Baines is probably still on the Everton books. Get him on.
Drag Reedy in. I feel another show coming on.
Yeah. That's a different topic. Right, I've triggered people wanting that now. Who are we on next then? So we'll go to the left. We'll go to the left hand side, which was Alcaraz wanted. Charlie Alcaraz. Why are you trying to find him? Charlie Alcaraz. I don't know. His first name seems to change every time I look it up. I think he was. I think you know what. This is a brutal one, Paul, because I don't think he was in the right position. And I don't think he was even bad, because one thing I will say is when he first come, I think he was a little bit ball greedy when he first come. he wanted to prove himself, and he was holding on to the ball quite long. And this game, every time he gets it, he moved it on really good. He's whipping it to the right hand side, bringing O'Brien down the right hand side, whipping it to the left. And if you trust me, because I watched him closely, if you watch him at the start, he just wanted to hold on to it as long as he can because he wanted to win the fans over. But now when you watch him, I think he trusts the players around him, and he just cares about Everton more than what he cares about proving himself. And I think he was moving the ball around really good, pinging it about left to right. And although he wasn't in his best position, I'm still going to give him an 8 because I love him. I'm going to give him an 8.
No, I can understand that. Yeah, I think he was stifled being put in that position. So that's not so much on him. So some of the scores that he might get aren't so much about him as a player overall, but it's just
what
where they played him and how we played as well. So I'd give him a 7. But I would also point out that the flash of brilliance was the cross for Garner Gay to then cross it back into the middle, because it was literally just it was just a look like that, and he just put it towards about and perfectly as well on Garner Gay's run as well. So that itself was, this is the difference. This is the difference where we've not had Alcaraz in sometimes because we've had Decore. You don't get that happening. You don't get that flash of, I can see them there, I'm going to put it right on his foot, if that's Decore instead of Alcaraz. Do you know what I mean? So when we do get a full fit squad again, and you have Skillyman on the left, Alcaraz has got to be the guy.
Let's not beat around the bush. Like Alcaraz, he can smash the ball in the back of the net. He's like, he's got ability on the edge of the box. He's dangerous. He's the number 10 we've been crying out for. He's got ability. He really has. He'll smash it top corner. And you can see that when he takes the corners as well. He's on everything at the minute. He's good with his feet, and he's going to be dangerous. He's going to be our Odegaard. I'm not comparing him to Odegaard. He's going to be our Odegaard. Where Arsenal have got a number 10 that can ping a ball to set up a goal, but also score a goal in that similar position. Alcaraz is going to be that player for us. I'm telling you. He's on the watch cam. Let's call that. He's on the watch cam at the minute.
Yeah, and definitely want to sign. Definitely want to sign.
Yeah, if we didn't sign him, then I'll contemplate not supporting Everton.
You can't not try and sign him. I think that would be absolutely ridiculous. Let's see.
What are you giving him, Paul? What did you give him?
I gave him a 7. But also knowing that wasn't that wasn't all his own fault, to be fair. Kay went for an 8. Emma went for a 6. Scar went for an 8. Eltel, brilliant. 10 for me. Usually, definitely an 8. Lulu, 6 yesterday. Other times it's an 8. It just needs a bit more time, maybe. Danny a 7.
Position, I think, want it,
yeah. Tommy a 7. He's only young. God, you think about some of the lads that we've actually got as well who aren't that old.
Branthwaite is 22. O'Brien's 23.
How old?
25. Yeah,
I was going to say older than Jay. He's still got years.
Yeah. Shamiti as well.
It's good that.
Got some good news. I think we're in a real good situation. I was on a space last night, and there was a lot of positivity in the space last night, Paul. We've found consistency. We've found a mentality, and we're going into our new stadium looking like we're actually finally going to move forward, not backwards. So I'm really happy with Everton at the minute. I really am.
True, and
still loads to improve on, but we're moving in the right direction.
And away from yesterday, just for a second, Armstrong scored again. Derby,
what a goal!
Great volley away against Plymouth. 18-year-old, 18,
another young player. Yeah,
Derby fans are raving about him. And also as well, just a shout on the under-18s. And I can't remember the lad's name. We had a 15-year-old in the under-18s. Scored a couple in a 3-2 win, I think it was, for under-18s. He's the first lad who's been born in the 2010s to play for the under 18s, and the first 15-year, well, not 15-year-old to score, but the first one to be at that age and then play that number of games or something. So we've got some good young ones coming through. Positive.
Well, when you think about it, we're linked to that Fellows. I think David Moyes likes him from West Brom. He's called Fellows or something like that.
Right.
But and he's doing well in the He's doing okay in the Championship, but Armstrong's probably doing even better. And if some like Moyes likes his players in the Championship, and I think if a player was performing like that, like Armstrong is doing for Derby, I think Everton would be looking at him and willing to pay 50, 20 million for him. So it's nice that you've got a player that's lighting up the Championship, looking one of the better players, and he's actually ours. He's ours.
Yeah.
If we want him, we just get him back. We don't even need to sign him, so it's nice. I don't normally.
And Harrison's like an inside right as well, generally. So certainly around the midfield, that kind of 10 area. Or we're going to have about 10 positions again. Anyway, 7-5. Hopefully we do, David. And if we don't, I'll be livid as well. Okay. 6-5 for Scouse, 7-5 for Bry. He's got the makings. Yeah. Brosier's not that old at all either. He's only a young lad, I think. And yeah, Tom Fellows Scar says scored last week.
Yeah.
So yeah, all good on Alcaraz. We're understanding of Alcaraz's situation from yesterday. But
well, me and Paul was like, you know what, we'll do player ratings. It'll only take 20 minutes. Nice quick show. Someone can watch it nice and quick. 20-minute show on the Toffee Blue cast, and we're on 1 hour and 7 minutes. And I just want to say, a big part of the reason that these go on quite long is because we don't just ignore the comments. We try and put every one of you listeners on the screen. And there's been loads tonight. There has been loads. And that's what we do it for. We want to give you content that you can get involved with. And this is tonight. It's been worth it because there's been a lot in the comments and you've all been putting your marks. Don't forget to hit that like, though. We want to come up and when we do something and put a time into it, we want to see that it was been worth it. So when we come off, we want to see loads of likes on it. If you don't like it, don't like it. And we'll do something different. But if you do like it, get behind it because we'll keep doing it. So do hit the like and do hit the subscribe. Right, we're on to the striker. Don't worry, on these substitutions, we'll just give marks. We won't really say much on them because substitutions wasn't on that long. So
yeah.
Better.
Yeah. Let me refresh to try and get his name up. They don't like showing his name by the looks of it. Guinea-Bissau, by the way. Guinea-Bissau must be chuffed. But
it's that good.
How do you feel he did?
Better the ball. Well, you know what? It's an interesting one to do better because he didn't really get much good service. And I think the crosses that he got, his headers wasn't far away from the goal. It was like behind him and he was still getting powerful headers on just over the bar and stuff. And he didn't really get no good service at all, did he? The penalty, obviously, he kicked the ground. So I'm a bit gutted that he kicked the ground because I think if he didn't kick the ground, and kick the ball, he might have got a deflection and scored. I know the player looked like he was going to block it, but I would rather him have. I really did think he got fouled at first. That was a weird one, the penalty was. Because at first I thought, 100% penalty. It's got to be. And then when you watch it, you think, never in a blue million years what you're doing better. So, but I don't think he did that bad. And he holded the ball up. He didn't do that bad, did he?
Yeah.
No, I don't think he did that bad. I'm going to give him. I'll chuck my mark up and then I'll let you have your saying. And what? I'm going to give him a 6, low good.
Hello, good. David, is it an Everton thing? It seems like it. But Brosier was on the bench going, I got bloody injured when I did that.
I know. And a joy. Bloody hell. Everybody. But that shows, when we say Beto's a beast, it shows because every other player's kicked the floor and been out for 2 months. But Beto, he does it and the floor was out for 2 months. I've heard that the grass is in trouble. So he's a big man.
Yeah. I think maybe they're wearing boots that are just maybe one size too too big.
I can't even blame the boots, Paul. Like, I don't understand how you kick in the ground. Like, I don't think I've played football. What am I now? 35. I played football for probably 15 years straight every weekend when I was younger. And I can't remember kicking the ground. I can remember twisting my ankle when I put it down, but I've never kicked the ground. I know where the football is. Not sure how they do that.
No, I
New
agree.
trick.
I don't know.
New trick. TikTok. Kicking the ground. Get it going.
Trending. It's trending.
Where they're dropping objects on your foot, that stupid trend where people are dropping stuff on their feet to get a reaction. Just kick the ground. That's all you need to do. You'll be out for 2 months, apparently.
True,
right, what are you giving him, Paul? Is he winning you over? Yeah. Since we gave you that challenge, he's gone quiet. Since we said that you've got to do a forfeit for better scoring a certain amount, where he's close to scoring that amount, he's not far away from that.
I don't want to say I told you so. But
it's your fault.
The different. I'm gonna give him a 5.55, right? Just because I gave Decore.
That's your lowest score, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I gave Decore a 6. Well, hang on. I gave Decore a 6 just for his work off the ball. I don't think Beto worked as hard as Decore did, and a 5.5. I'll leave it there.
5.5 from Paul. Still got the beef with Beto, I see. Right. Oh, what we got? I like how you defended yourself there. Hang on there. You look like you had a really good story to defend yourself and get yourself out of the hole. But no, mate.
I didn't at all.
Paul still got beef with Beto. Needs to score probably another 5
Emma put
goals
him in the fantasy team.
Yeah. It's Emma's fault. So basically, if you don't believe in bad luck happens, trust me. Lucky socks, lucky pants, all that. Paul's gone and said he'll do a forfeit if he scores a couple more. So Paul's cursed Beto. And now Emma's put him in the fantasy team, and Emma's cursed Beto as well. So it's Emma's fault and Paul's fault.
We just want other people to score instead. And it seems to be working.
Yeah, Brochure and Thingy Shemita look good there, didn't they? Yeah. Right, so what have we got in the comments, and then we'll just quickly give the subs a score. We won't even say anything on them, and then
I think we've got kind of a love for Beto in terms like Decore, Sky loves Beto, but it's a 4. LTL gave him a 7.5. Works so hard. He does. I get it.
It's on the banks of the Royal Blue Mersey.
But the thing is, if it's not a one-touch finish, he struggled. Maybe he just thinks he's in training where you can only have a one. Did you
see him? Did you see him? I just remembered now. Did you see him try the overhead kick? He nearly connected with it.
He did.
He nearly got the overhead kick. It was like the keeper shit himself, and it was an overhead kick. And I don't think the keeper knew exactly where it was going. And he nearly connected with that overhead kick. And if he scored that would have got good as some rocking, because that would have been a good goal. He did everything right other than kick the ball. Doesn't look good when you do an overhead kick and don't kick the ball, though, does it? No,
it's not great, to be fair. Emma said a 4. Kay said a 5. Eltel agrees. Danny went for a 5. Lulu went for a 0.1. To be fair, though, she did say she was kidding, went 4.5. So it's not much better, to be fair. David went for a 6. And Tommy went for a 6 as well. And that's all she wrote.
Like it. Loads of comments still coming in. We have just got the substitutions now, people. And we'll blast through the substitutions and finish the show. We've had fun on these, to be fair. We spoke a bit on the players, but I feel like it's the first time we've done it. So we probably want to get off our chest how we feel about the players. The more we do the more we'll probably have less to say about them, because we've already said it. It's just because it's the first one, and we'll just blast. Tell you, I've enjoyed talking about players as well.
Yeah, I will tell you that only because I mentioned Pickford at the beginning and what flash scores gave him. Looking at the plays, they gave Tarkowski and Branthwaite a 6.6 and a 6.9, and Decore a 6.5, Beto a 6.7. The man of the match they gave from our side was O'Brien on a 7.6.
7.6 for a man of the match, brutal, isn't it?
Garnagay got a 7.4. The man of the match overall, they gave to Souček with a 7.9. So they didn't put anyone as being amazing, but they put Souček as man of the match. Interesting.
Souček was all right, though. The Souček and Bowen played well.
Right, yeah.
I don't like to big up other players, but
I think
it was an handful, wasn't they?
I think the goal's doing much of the heavy lifting, to be fair. Right. Let's make sure that I get the... don't want to miss anyone out.
I agree with that. The subs, before we talk about the subs was 10 minutes too late. I agree with that. The subs was 10 minutes too late. They should have been on earlier. But David Moyes did say, he said that, I don't understand this, people. I really don't. David Moyes says there's 15 minutes in these players, no more. I don't understand how you could say a player's got 15 minutes in. I really don't. I don't know. Something that I don't understand. How can you say exactly how much a player's got in him? I suppose they just do tests and say they don't want to give his body no more than 15 minutes of match time. But Moyes said there was getting no more than 15 minutes. So, although we wish they would have come on earlier, Moyes was set that it was not going to come on earlier because he'd been told by his probably fitness staff that don't give him more than 15.
Yeah. Well, it's something you can say to sort of counteract why you didn't. You know, it's maybe a bit of experience coming off.
He has always been.
Moyes,
right. He's always been like that. He has always been like that.
He has. Yeah. He might be even later if it wasn't for. You know what I mean? It's changed. We won't talk about it in detail, but now there's times, isn't there? There's like periods that you can sort of make substitutions or something. So it's
bull crap.
Yeah,
make the substitutions when you need to make them. I hate that you'd be set to say, I'm bringing. You can't know when you're bringing your subs on before the game.
No.
You bring your subs on to affect the game when it can be affected. So you've got to watch the game and bring them on when you feel. Can't pre-plan it, in my opinion.
I'll have to look into that and think about that. Anyway, so Lindstrom came on after 68 minutes. Lindstrom.
Yeah, Lindstrom. I thought he didn't really do anything major when he come on, but he didn't come on long. So I'd probably give him a 6, Paul. What are you giving him?
I give him,
low good.
Yeah, low. Yeah. I'd even go 5-5, to be honest. I don't think he was involved at all. His main involvement was maybe allowing O'Brien to get some crosses in and get forward. So 5-5 for me.
5-5. You just chucked 5-5 in because you felt harsh on Petto. But yeah, I agree with you. It was a low one for me, 6. Who else have we got?
Danny went 5-5. Scouse went 6. Emma went 5. Eltel went 6 as well. Schmidt came on after 79 minutes. Mr. Schmidt.
Do you know what? I'm gonna go big on this. I'm gonna give Schmidt a 9. I thought he looked really good when he come on. When you watch the goal, I think I put the goal on Toffee Bluecast actually. When you watch the goal, it was Schmidt's shot first with his power drive. The shot, really good shot. Keeper had to save it, and he looked decent when he came on. Schmidt did. Like, he didn't look like he's going to take long to be up to speed, and he was really good before he got injured. So yeah, I'm giving him an 8, Paul.
Yeah, well, he's on for say 15 minutes with the injury time and stuff. So he got a couple of shots away, both on target. Trap back as well. Stop their guy from getting away down our right hand side. Obviously got a book in. So not bad involvement for 10-15 minutes. So I would probably give him. I'd probably give him a 6-5 for the time that he was on. 6-5 for me.
Decent.
I think Bry went 5-5 for Lindstrom. Tell me if I've got that wrong. And Lulu went 5 for Lindstrom. Kay went 8 for Schmidt. Danny 7. Emma 7. Scar 7. Yeah, he's a bit of a tall lad, to be honest. Lulu went 7 and Eltel went 7.
Really interesting because I heard when the players was talking about, they said something, it popped up. Do you know where they do who's the fastest? Who would you choose to win a race? They should
Yeah.
Schmidt is really fast. He's really fast apparently as
Is
well.
he?
It does look fast, yeah.
No, he's good running back. I can't remember
very
who he
fast.
took down. I think was it Paqueta, or however you say his name nowadays.
Yeah, he
down
ran
that,
back with him, didn't he?
down
He
that
didn't even
side.
really take him out. It was stupid. Just ran
No,
aside.
it wasn't even a booking, to be honest. I
No.
thought the referee was quite poor yesterday.
Shocking. Yeah, really bad.
Eugene went.
We didn't say it on, and I just want to point this out before you took that one on. I was on a space last night, and I said I forgot to say it on the match reaction. Do you know before they scored, Paul? They just completely pushed Beto in the back. There was a free kick. Like he just ran. Their centre back just ran and pushed Beto in the back when we played it up to him. And then they had a couple of passes and they scored, but they just literally smashed Beto in the. It was a foul. It was 110% a foul. The centre back run to Beto, smash both arms out, just pushed him in the back, and all the Goodison says that's a foul, and the referee didn't give it. Shocking.
I can't remember, but it wouldn't have surprised me, to be honest. I think Eugene and Tommy have both gone 7s in terms of Schmidt. L tells her Brantwaite's OBE. It's the fastest. The fastest one. Yeah. Hey, give it time. Never know. He might get a few awards from the city in the time being. Rubenham.
Really good. Made a difference, and he's really putting questions in that he should be starting. He looks good. He just drives with the ball, doesn't he? He's a number 10. He's a bit like Alcaraz. Some people say, I'd play him in James Garden position, but I think he's a number 10 as well. I think he's a midfielder that is weak sometimes when he's defending, but he looks good when he's attacking. And I like him, Paul. I'm gonna give him an 8 as well because he's really. I liked him. I liked him when he first played for us, but then he started looking a bit fragile defensively. But now, because we're attacking, I think he'll suit it. I really do think he'll suit the way we play now. Maybe Dyche wasn't right for him, and Everton will blossom under David Moyes.
I think Rubenham's got the potential to be what we wanted Onana to be. Do you know what I mean? That kind of tall lad, centre mid, wins the ball, drives forward, long legs, wins a tackle. I think that Rubenham's got the potential to be that kind of player that we wanted, and not just maybe be a cheerleader, which is what a lot of people feel that Onana ended up being. So I hope he keeps driving forward and becomes really a fixture in the first 11 eventually. He's only a young lad, isn't he, as well? I'd give him probably did he do as well as Schmidt? No, I'd probably give Tim a 6 for me. I'd probably give him a 6. But he was only on, he was only on for 10, 15 minutes as well. I think Schmidt just got involved more, that's all. But I do like him. What do you give him?
I give him an 8. I just think the shot that he did was really good and he looked decent. And I'm excited for him, to be fair.
Scar gave him a 6. Kay gave him a 7.5. He has got quality. Emma says a 7. He did get about the pitch. 6.5 off Danny. 7.5 off Lulu. Tommy went for a 7. We do. I know it's just I hope he doesn't become prone. That's the only thing, isn't it? Tim an 8.6. Better than Anna. I agree. By far better than Dobbin. I know, yeah. Well, it was a steal, wasn't it? Where PSR actually helped us for once. David gave him a 6.5. Bry gave him a 7.5. And he might maybe Garner's the player he'll end up taking over. Don't know. I think there's a few bit of manoeuvring to do before we find out who our best 11, including midfielders. He is promising, and his namesake, the donkey. Yeah. Bless him. No, Dobbin's doing all right for Norwich, I think. So good luck to him. Is
that quick? I was like Superman. Made a baby bottle.
Bloody hell. That's some good dad work. That
They call me the bottle maker. Yeah, just I had to quickly make Ali a bottle.
the last one we got is Brozier. He came on for 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes as well.
Well, I'm going to give Brozier, just because we have Radian on the channel, who I really love.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him a 9, because I think he holds the ball up really well. And he just looks like he's got something. When Brozier does come on, he does look like he's got something. Do you know where you can feel like when Brozier's got the ball, you can tell the player against him is a little bit scared of him. And he doesn't go to get it off him. And I think Brozier's got that bad in body. He's got that feeling where people are scared of him. Like Lukaku. Lukaku used to be the same. Lukaku used to fancy himself against any player, and he'd put his foot on the ball and say, "You're not getting past me to get it off me." I'm not saying he's nowhere near as good as Lukaku. Lukaku's the best striker I think I could ever remember. But yeah, I'm going to give him a good mark, Paul. I'm going to give him an 8.5.
An 8.5.
8.5.
I don't think he didn't seem to be striker in the middle. I don't know if that was deliberate or not, but all the bits I can remember from Brozier were sort of right hand side. I don't know whether that was a deliberate thing or not. He was involved by being on the ball, but I don't think he did anything other than battle and maybe win it back a few times. I'd probably go same as what I gave Arubinum, give him a 6. Personally, the ones that came on, I would have said Schmidt affected the game more and gave it a bit more out of the 4. Flashscore gave Arubinum the best score with a 6.8 out of those 4 who came on. So interesting. Where are we? David, he has got a bit of talent. We hope he does well. It'll be a question. I think he needs to be involved in the last few games to be able to, for that loan to stick, I think. So hopefully it works for him. Scar reckons a 6. Bro, Eltel went same as you, Dan, 8.5. Danny said he battled well and went 7.5. So did Emma.
People like him. Be nice for him to come back and do well, yeah.
I think he's got that touch of class on the ball, but we've not really been able to see it enough, you know. Maybe, hopefully, we'll get the chance. Lulu game is 7. It would be another loan, I think, instead of a full deal. He needs to do more to earn that yet, I think. That's not from him. He's just been injured. And he has got a hell of a chin. I did notice that. There was a bit of... I was just thinking, so the words are out of my mouth. Bit of Jimmy Hill. 6'5", bit rusty. And he's come back. He seems to have come back. A lot earlier than anyone believed he would. You'd think at least these 2 weeks that England and everyone else are going... Well, England v Albania, by the way. Yeah, so that would be interesting. I'm not sure if he's in the squad or not. I presume he is, from what Radian said.
Pickford against Brozier.
Be a good shout, that.
Radian says he's there, yeah. He is there.
Yeah. 7.5 for Tommy. Yeah, the Jimmy Hill reference. Ask your grandparents. And Brozier does need to stay injury-free. But strikers being injured isn't unusual for us, is it? So...
No, I just hope he stays fit. He'll finish the season really strong, and good for him, good for us. It's a stupid injury. Kicking the ground was just such a stupid injury, and people will just, because he's so injury prone, people will be like, "Oh, it always happens with him," but it was just a stupid injury. And Jai did the same thing, and it's just like, I generally think he was going to come back and he was going to stay fit, but he just kicked the ground so hard. What an absolute plonker!
Paul gave him an 8.
Brozier and 8. Yeah, well, we're going to start doing them regular now, Paul. I mean, tonight's a long one, and we've had fun with it though. We've talked about every player.
We have enjoyed it, to be fair.
We've talked about every player, but I just want to say, I didn't like either of these teams that much, but I haven't got no rivalry against Newcastle. I hate Gordon, but I haven't got no massive. My only team that I hate is Liverpool. Can't stand them. They're my derby. You won't change my derby team. But I'm not going to lie, Paul. PSG.
Well, Oh, no.
Come on!
Oh, dear.
Oh. Always easy to get your top off, but never bloody easy to get it back on it. I just want to say, Cop-Arts are gobshites, every single one of them, and they lost against PSG, and then they lost in the cup today. Which I know some was split and some hate Newcastle. I'm not a big fan of them either. I know, I get it, but I've grown up hating Liverpool. That's my derby. That's my rival team, and that's my team that I always focus on. I've had some big arguments with Cop-Arts in pubs when we played. And no, I am so happy. I'm just gutted that Arsenal ain't closer, Paul, because when we beat them in the derby, it's going to be 9 points. Because I've looked and it's 12 points. It's 12 points now. If we beat them, it's 9 points. But Arsenal just ain't good enough. The Premier League's been the worst it's ever been.
It's been pretty bad.
The good part is, if they do win the Premier League, which I pray to God some miracle happens and they don't, because it's Arsenal shocking. If they don't win if they do win the Premier League, it's put a massive dampener on it that they lost against PSG and went out the Champions League. They probably thought they was going to win, and that they just lost against Newcastle as well. It puts a dampener, don't it? Because if they won the Premier League, they're not winning it like they're the best because they got beat by PSG and they got beat by Newcastle. So I'm happy about it. I'm happy, Paul. I'm happy.
Yeah, I didn't mind Newcastle winning. Obviously, that's what. It's a lesser of two evils, if you like. All it took for Newcastle to win a trophy after 70-odd years is the financial backing of a full Middle Eastern country. But hopefully it doesn't take us having to do that to actually get our next trophy. And I tell you, the most unforgivable thing, and I presume Liverpool fans would be the same, talking about whoever this lad is. There was a Liverpool fan apparently wearing a PSG cap as well in the crowd today. So he had his Liverpool scarf on and he had a PSG cap on.
Weird. Very weird. And I get so many Liverpool fans that follow me on the Toffee Bluecast Twitter, and I have got nothing to say. I'm sorry, but you're my rival. I go to war with you. I don't want to talk to you. And I am ready for the derby. I am ready. And it's amazing. I can't believe that tweet, Paul, on, I don't know whether you've seen it, but there was some Liverpool fan that says Decore is going to be too scared and want to be on the bench to play against Liverpool in the next derby because of what he did against Jones. And I was like, oh my days, are you being serious? So apparently Decore is going to need bodyguards to go in their ground. So yeah, it's going to be funny. I can't wait for the derby. And we've got a nice break now, unbeaten in 9, and we've got the derby next. And they lost against PSG and they've just lost against Newcastle. Newcastle beat them easily. So I think we can beat them in the derby. Let's do this. I know Paul's scared of it, but we're ready.
I hate it. I hate the derby.
We're ready.
I don't want to think about it.
I'll get me Spartan kit back out, Paul. Don't worry. We've got this. You did well last time. You went and we didn't lose. So
very true.
You've got to be more confident after that.
Well, if anyone wants to give me a ticket for the away end, then I'll see what I can do.
I know I've been begging people for I've messaged so many people saying, can I have a ticket for the last game at Goodison Park? But
hen's teeth.
Yeah. Right. What we're going to do now, people, is we are going to drop the banner. If you haven't hit that like and subscribe, please do so. I really enjoyed talking to you tonight. It's just been nice and relaxed. We've gone through the players, had a little bit of a talk on them, and we've given the ratings and stuff. We will be back after the international break. We'll try and put the happy half hours out. I do play pool every Monday, and I'm trying to chuck a couple of pool shorts up to see if we get some new people on that like the football as well. So we're just trying everything to push Toffee Bluecast at the top of the YouTube thing to get as many Everton fans listening to it and other football fans. So we'll keep pushing the channel. We'll keep giving you cracking content. Been cracking speaking to you. We're out, Paul. Say the last words.
We're out. Enjoy your international break, everybody.
Up the top is unbeaten in 9. Unbeaten in 9.